Hey guys, it's Renee, and I'm here to share some design team projects with you for My Style Stamps. I used the new release stamps that are going to be available on Saturday, the 24th. There will also be some other exciting things going on the website, so definitely tune in on Saturday morning to see what's going on. You can go to mystylestamps.com to do all of that and to see all the stamps and other products available. The enamel dots will be back in stock, and there will be some new colors available, so that is very exciting. And there will be some other products available in new colors. So the stamp sets that are being released on Saturday, and I think I've showed them before, but I'll go through them again. This one is Color Me Happy, and you get the cute little girl with the paint splatters and the pencil in her hair, the paint splatter, and then the sentiment, "You color me happy." The ampersand, and this one is Project Life inspired, but of course can be used for other things. It comes with the frame with the ampersand, and that's all one piece. And then you just get tons of words to build different sentiments or descriptions for your pictures or whatever, and these will work with all the other Project Life inspired stamp sets also. So you get today, tomorrow, laugh, a little tiny ampersand, laughter. Like I say, I have done this video 17 times now, so that's it. This is it. So it's today, tomorrow, love, the ampersand, laughter, inspire, believe, me, and you. And then there's a larger 4x6 set that is Project Life inspired, but I have other ideas for it. So it has the 4x6 frame with this really cute camera, the hashtag, which I don't know, I still think it's a number sign. I don't do the whole hashtagging thing yet, I guess. But then love this life, a heart, remember, family, and I know lots of people are into the hashtag, so very cute to have and include in your album. And then we have Build a Blossom, and there is just tons and tons of pieces in this stamp set. Large flowers and tiny flowers, flower centers, petals, leaves, stems, tons of stuff to do all kinds of different things with that one. So, I guess I will go in order of how I made my cards. So the first one, and if you saw my last video, you know that my son graduates pre-K tonight. Today was his last day, and I will probably be a wreck. So all these cards are for his teachers, and obviously I have to show you now because I won't have them anymore. But yeah, so I did all these last night, and glad I got them done because they took a while. But the first one I used the Build a Blossom, and I actually used this one I used this for 3 of them. So I just started messing around with the flowers and my where'd it go? My first attempt at this one was the yellow and blue with the leaves, but then I didn't like how the leaves went in. And then after I did the other one, I like this one again, so I'll probably do another card with this one. But all I did was, and I'm not even going to probably go through the inks that I used because I didn't pull them out. So these are all pigment inks and my black archival ink. But I stamped the yellow first, and then I went back in with the black, and I just turned the stamp a little to offset it so it didn't go over the yellow lines. And then I went back in with one of the flower centers and stamped that in orange a couple times, and then another center. Yeah, I did this one with all the dots, and then this one here with just the tiny dots. I added a couple little brown dots. And then I did the same thing with the smaller flowers. I stamped them in blue and then offset the black and stamped them again and then stamped them in red. And then I went back in with just a green marker. Oh, this must be a distress marker, the thin tip, and just made some like viney squigglies there to break up the flowers. And then I just stamped the thank you, and I don't know what kind of stamp set this is. I can picture the package, but I don't have it in the package anymore. It's just a thank you. And I popped this up on some foam tape. Oh no, this one is done on the super thin foam squares, and then the entire thing is on the thicker foam tape to give it some dimension. This paper here is from the My Mind's Eye Dolled Up, and it's this one right here. And I just cut it to leave an edge around the bottom and sides, and then I wanted to leave the top with a bigger space, and I added the black and white baker's twine, and I tied the bow using my Unity bow maker and just glued it down onto there so it would lay flat. So really happy with how this one turned out. This is just some 110-pound cardstock from Joann's that I like to use for my card bases. It's nice and thick. And then I just added some paper pieces inside, and I'll just let him write in there. So the next one, I again used the Blossom set, but it is completely different. This one I did on watercolor paper, and here it is. And what I did was, this background stamp is the large stem from the stamp set, and I just stamped it repeatedly, and I flipped it over. See how the lines are different thicknesses? I just flipped it back and forth every once in a while to give it a change. And then I used my distress markers, and I have a list of the colors I used. Let's see. So I started on the inside at the darkest, which was Festive Berries, I believe, and then it went to Barn Door, Ripe Persimmon, Spiced Marmalade, Mustard Seed, and Squeezed Lemonade, and I did that both directions. And then I used my very thick water brush just to spread those out and blend them, and I let it dry. And then I cut another piece of the watercolor paper, and I stamped this flower 3 times, and I did the center first, and then I flipped them for both the other ones so they were different. And I used the, I want to say, Festive Berries, Ripe Persimmon, and Spiced Marmalade, just to keep the colors the same, but have the flowers all be different. And I just sort of darkened them on one side and then spread it out the whole way across. And then I went through with my Squeezed Lemonade stamp and just sort of scribbled around them, and then went back in with the water pen and spread it all out. And then down here I just cut another piece of the watercolor paper and stamped Thanks Bunches, which is from Bananas, and colored it with the my distress markers. I colored them on my my mat here, and I believe it was probably the Ripe Persimmon and the Spiced Marmalade, just to get the color. And then this piece is up on some foam tape, and then this one is double the thickness, so they stand out nice. And then I just added some white enamel dots, and those are from My Mind's Eye, the Lost and Found Christmas set. and again put it on the 110-pound cardstock. So it has a very nice thickness, and I love how this is, you would never know this was from a flower set. So I was pretty happy with how that one turned out. The next one, again from the Build a Blossom set, I used the large flower again, and this time I colored it in two colors. This one is Worn Lipstick and Picked Raspberry, the lighter color on the inside and then the darker color on the outside, and I just put a line of each one of them on each petal. And then this one is Tumbled Glass and Salty Ocean, and I scribbled some of the squeezed lemonade on my mat again and colored the inside, and my intention was to just keep it inside, but then I started sort of spreading it out into the petals, and I really like how that turned out. And then I just stamped in Heidi Swapp, and this is the coral color, and it is this center right here. So just to give it a little more depth inside the flower, I used the Heidi Swapp ink in the mint to stamp the stems, and then again I just used that same thank you stamp from the first card. And this again is on the watercolor paper. I went with my it's this Le Pen permanent black marker, and it's alcohol based. And I love this marker. I got it at clearance at Hobby Lobby, I think, for like 88 cents or something. But I just drew a line around the edge, and obviously didn't want it to be straight at all, because I knew I couldn't do straight on my own. So I just went with it. And then I cut my card base to fit it exactly, because I couldn't decide on a paper I wanted to go under it, and I just really liked it plain like it was. So there's that one. And then my last one, I've sort of gotten away from using the Copics. They were frustrating me, and then I got the Distress markers, and I love them. But I wanted to use the Color Me Happy stamp, so I decided to go ahead and try the Copic coloring again with her. And I'm pretty happy with how she turned out, since I haven't done it in so long. So here's my card, and I did write down my colors. Let me peel this off. So I started with her pants, and they are B63 and B66, and then her shirt is V04, V06, and V09, and her skin tone, I always use E00, E11, and R20. And then for her shoes, they are V000, which is very, very pale pink, and N0, that I just did some shading on the soles of her shoes, which is getting very, very pale, since it says neutral gray. And then the part I hate the most, coloring the hair. And I'm actually pretty happy with how her hair turned out. I used E57, E55, E53, E51, and E50. And those, I wrote them in the order that I actually did do it in. And yeah, I am pretty happy with how her hair turned out. Very well for me. I struggle with hair, so I went with her. The pencil, I did not write down the colors. I think the eraser is VR61 and the pencil is probably Y19 or Y15. I just colored those solid. So after and then I shaded under her feet in W1, W3, and W5. So after I had her finished and I was satisfied with her, I went ahead and stamped the sentiment from the set, "You Color Me Happy," and I stamped that in the black archival ink. It is my favorite black. I use it anytime I can now. And then I still wanted to have a thank you sentiment on there, so I just used the same one and stamped over top of her. And I really like how that turned out. I think that's cute going over her. And then I used the ink stamp, or the paint stamp, and I have to say I thought this was going to be too small to really do anything. But I am so happy with how it turned out. I used the Memento Luxe Pear Tart ink because I had colored her paint splotches in green, which I think was VG13 and VG17. I did write it down. And then I just went over them in glossy accents. So I went with the green ink and just randomly positioned it so it would sort of stamp around things. I didn't want to go over things, and I just think it really came out cute how it's spread out throughout the card. So I cut her down, and then I used paper from the American Crafts Hip Hip Hooray paper pad, and it's this polka dot one right here. And I decided on the size of my card base and cut my circle paper out and put it on. And when I was putting her down, I wanted her to be straight, but I had laid her down and she was cockeyed on there, and I really thought it looked cute like that, so I went with it. And I am very happy with how this card turned out. So hopefully his teachers will be happy with them also, and hopefully I can get him to fill them out without much fuss. He is napping now, so hopefully we get a good night. And yeah, it should be quite the night. So definitely check out mystylestamps.com on Saturday morning and see what surprises are there for you, and get a hold of the new stamp sets because they are a lot of fun. I have some other projects with the other ones that I will do videos on later, but I wanted to get these ones done so I could show everyone. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.